Hello there, welcome to Ice Garage. Today I am extra happy. I am just standing outside the test authority that approves cars, like TÜV or MOT or whatever it's called in other countries. I'm in an old Saab 96 that I've had quite a few years, and it has passed. Yes! Clean sheet. And it's so old, so I will never ever have to take it back here, so I am extremely happy. Let's see, it started even. Good. After 50 years, well, when a car reaches 50 years, then it doesn't have to be inspected anymore, because there are no inspectors that knows how to inspect cars of that age. And cars that are over 50 years old are typically not driven in daily traffic, and that's correct. I wouldn't be that fond of driving this car in daily traffic, of course, but some kilometers every now and then during the summer, that's fine. And I was a bit I shouldn't say nervous, but I was a bit curious on if they would find some issue with the car that would make me have to get it back here one more time to get it really approved. But the brakes are a bit uneven in the front, but they were just on the limit. I know that there's also a little bit of corrosion in some areas, but not enough to bother them. And well, I'm extremely happy. Now, this car is a car that I have wanted to restore for many years, but I've never gotten enough time to. I have never gotten enough time to do it. There's always, family life and so on. So I've just kept it running, and for many years it has also just been standing still in the garage. But now I've started to use it a bit again, and I think it's fun to have a one old enthusiast car and one newer enthusiast car, and so on. So yeah, I will drive back home, and then I will see if I can shoot some more videos of this car and tell you more about it. See you a bit later. Yeah, so this is what it looks like close up. A long nose Saab 96, model year 67. The first model year with the 4-stroke engine, and the last year with the sunroof. It's a factory installed sunroof, and V4s with sunroofs, there were only 122 cars built, because it was the last year for the sunroof. There are a few more made, of course, with the 2-stroke engine, but this is a very rare car indeed. Why is it all yellow? Well, cars in those days weren't all that good. The quality was a bit so-so, and especially corrosion was an issue. So already in 1974, 75, something like that, this car was rubbish. It was really rotten. Now, for some reason, someone restored it already then, and in 1974 or something, the Volkswagen Golf came in a very yellow color, and the one that had the car then thought that it looked cool in that color, so it was sprayed in that color then, and I've kept it like that. Yeah, so it is the long nose. The 96 was made from 1960 to 1980, which is quite a long time, but in 1965 the nose got longer. That was probably made to get more space for what the engineers wanted. They wanted a 4-stroke engine. The 2-stroke engine was getting completely old-fashioned, and but the official argument was, as far as I've understood, that the radiator that was sitting behind the engine on the two-stroke was then moved forward to improve cooling. Now the head of the car division, he was opposing getting a four-stroke engine in the car. The engineers were working with four-stroke engines like V4 from Ford and V4 from Lancia, but he was nope, it should continue to be a two-stroke while the sales were declining. So yeah, but things like that have continued to go on over the years at Saab. Saab were never any well-managed company, I'm afraid, and well, it failed in 2011, I think it was, yes. Now the powertrain chief engineer, he was really concerned about this, and he then understood that the car division manager would never approve a four-stroke product, so he just bypassed him and went to the board, and they understood that the car manager did not understand, so they just bypassed him, and he was never really informed. So they started a coup or a skunk project or whatever you could call it. So the board made direct contact with Ford in Dearborn in Cologne, and the engineers got an okay to start to develop the car for the V4 engine from Ford, and because it fitted very well into the elongated nose, of course. And things got going, and the development work was not really done on the site because everything was secret. And then by the summer in 1966, when the model year 67 was to be introduced, everything just fell into place, and the manager of the car division just, he had no option. So this car is a result of that coup. Well, it's an interesting car in many ways, but I will not get into every little detail of it right now. I can show you just quickly under the bonnet what it looks like also, of course. Just take a look here. Yeah, so here we have it. 1.5 liter Ford V4, sitting on a modified Saab gearbox. Nothing special really. The engine was always at, what was it, 65 bhp. I think there were 1.7 liter versions sold in the US to pass some emission requirements, but already in 1975 this car was impossible to import anymore into the US because of emission things. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking a little look at this old Saab. If you're interested in looking at more Saab things, Saab related things, then just type me. I'm a bit curious. For instance, Saabs are being scrapped right now, big time. There are plenty of cars in Sweden that are, let's say, they're around 25 to 15 years old, and they are just flooding into the scrapyards right now. So the number of Saabs on the roads in Sweden right now are just diving. And I could go to the capital of Saab, Trollhättan, to do some Saab spotting if you think that could be interesting. I could also go to the museum and tell you a bit more about the Saab history. I think it's quite interesting in many ways. So maybe there will be more. Anyhow, there will for sure be more from Hoist Garage. Take care. Bye bye.